I think my last one that will probably be related to that is about voice. And I know you and I are quite obsessed with voice as it is. So voice really matters. So for a host and a guest, like what is their voice like? So how do they actually use their voice? And I know I did do an episode on this on vocal archetypes and talked a bit about Vin Zhang's work around this. But you may get people that, for example, in person come across really quite intelligent or they're really interesting people. But actually when you listen to them in audio, like third party, like you're not in front of them anymore and you're just listening to their voice, they may not, you might find that they're not actually using their voice very well. So they might come across really dry and boring. So it's something to watch out for when you're thinking about guests. So you almost got to listen to them and close your eyes when you're in front of them, if you're thinking about actually inviting them on. To a degree, this can be mitigated. If you've got a host that actually has a lot of energy, you might be able to balance it out. But actually, if the guest hasn't, even if they talk for a minute or two, that's quite long in time terms. It could, I think you've just got to, as a host, you can always train and practice, can't you? Because you've got to keep recording all the time and you can play with your voice. But as a guest, you also got to practice, but you don't have as much practice as what a host is. So I think if you're a guest, you've probably got to think about it a little bit more, don't you think?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a learning curve, isn't it? I guess ultimately, if you've not done it before, it's not until you listen back that you think, oh, actually that came across quite monotonous or quite, monosyllabic.
Even toned.
Yeah, even toned. And you might think it might be exactly how you talk. And in a conversation face to face where you've got those, like you said, the hand gestures and the mannerism, things like that, then it all plays part. But when it is just audio, you do need to have a different thought on that. But again, it's a learning thing. And I guess until you've been a guest and listened back. But as a host, it's something that you want to, if you are inviting somebody on who hasn't done it before, then it can be a little tricky to manage that.
Confidently navigate your brand's future, fit for purpose and poised for success.